This is a review of the 2017 Hyundai Elantra. That's the limited version that goes for about $26 plus everything. I hope you'll find this review useful and interesting. Shout out to Ross for the car. I want to start off by the exterior looks. They look simple at the beginning, but they really look good the more you look at it. In fact, if you take a look at this rear end, especially the spoiler on the trunk, it's actually kind of redonkulous how it's an excellence in proportions. Now that I think about it, it looks like an A3 for regular people. The trunk is large enough. It packs all kinds of stuff. These vehicles are really getting big trunks. They're almost mid-size. Seats fold down, but though it doesn't fold down perfectly flat, it creates a significant hump. So that is that. The rear door is of average quality. A little bonus, there is heated seats for the rear passengers, and you can adjust it right there. However, the button quality is average. Getting in and out of this vehicle is easy enough. However, this rear space is pretty good for the legs, for the body, for the knees. However, the headroom I found was lacking. The quality of the doors is not why you buy this vehicle. However, the memory seats are, and the Infinity sound system are. It plays very well. Hyundai says they stiffen up the body of this vehicle and you feel it in your driving experience. In front, plenty of room, nice driver position, nice dash layout, nice center console. They've sonated this car. Even these seats, which were a classic Hyundai weakness, are now very comfortable with the middle leather being perforated and very soft. As usual, this interior comes with all the options, always a little more than their competitors for the same price, with a particular attention to the center console, which has to be one of the easiest to access and the best in the business. These gauges look fine for this price, look at you straight in the face. The center console is probably best in class. It has nice, soft, luxurious feeling buttons to press. It has a tactile screen that's just the right size in terms of ease of use. It's really a class leader. Hyundai are constantly improving their product. Road and wind noise on the highway is down significantly. The engine transmission feel much more sprightly, and the whole car feels much more connected. I wouldn't say it's Mazda 3 level, but it's clearly above the average. I mean, we're gonna have to start referring to Hyundai as the improvement company. Once again, look at this ass. I mean, this is the best proportioned ass ever. This engine does 8.3 in the city, 6.4 on the highway, completely respectable from a 2-liter engine. It does 147 horsepower and 132 pounds-feet of torque. It feels a little bit faster, first time ever for a Hyundai engine. 6-speed automatic or 6-speed manual. Here are my thoughts on the road. They are very good. Hello, car lovers. Driving the 2017 Hyundai Elantra. This particular model goes for about 26-ish, if I saw on the website, which is kind of like how it feels. Let's start with the interior. They've sonated this interior. What I mean to say is that this center console looks very familiar. Seems to me I don't know if I'm tripping, but it seems to me there's a little bit less room here, especially in the back, compared to the previous version. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, I'm just saying that's what it is. The touch points. Well, this automatic transmission stock, very good. The buttons here, very nice. The steering wheel, nice soft leather, grippy at 10 and 2, very nice. The door electronics, controls in the category. There's soft touch here, hard touch on the bottom, completely normal. Here on the top here, there's like let's call it a high quality hard touch. It's kind of weird. The sound system plays very well for the category. It's got an Infinity sound system. It plays loud. The sound is relatively good quality. Perhaps the Bose in the Mazda is a tiny bit clearer, but I think this is fine for this price. It's certainly better than the Civic. The driving experience. Well, the engine is it's stronger, but it feels way stronger than what it was before. It really feels peppy. The transmission, Ross makes the remark that perhaps the transmission contributes to the sprightly drive experience. I agree with them. They must have redone something with this transmission. I mean, it feels a lot better. I'm in normal mode, and there's no droning in the city driving. It shifts gears quickly. Once again, I'm taken aback by the engine responsiveness. They made the suspension a little bit stiffer, it seems. I don't know, it feels more like stiffer, without being uncomfortable, of course. You kind of feel a little bit the cheapness when you're going over bumps. You feel that rear suspension, which is not independent. That's kind of where it's lagging versus its competitors. What about the rear seat room? Rear seat room is okay. Plenty of room for legs and the body, except for the head. I'm 5'9", and it's slightly rubbing. I think it seems to me, I remember in car shows sitting in the older version, it was a little bit more roomy. I've known a lot, when this vehicle was refreshed in I think 2010 or 2011, I can't remember, this province really adopted this vehicle. It had really nice looks. Ross made the remark it was better looking on the outside, on the inside, than the perennial Honda Civic at the time. People here in this province bought a lot of them. However, from owners, what I've gotten the feedback is after 2-3 years, the car felt kind of like loose. It would rattle. It felt like it was 6 years old despite being only 3 years old. They've redone this interior. They've redone this vehicle. It's hard to say whether they've corrected this or not, because when cars are new, they all feel very solid. Having that said, there's a lot of equipment here. There is leather seats. Now it's a little bit how they did the leather. It's like this, the center part feels more quality than the edges here on the left and right. So it's like kind of like some of it is good leather, some of it is like leatherette perhaps. So those are the seats. However, the seats seem to be comfortable, but I haven't done it on the long term yet. I mean, these are just very comfortable seats. They're certainly not distracting me from my drive experience. How does it compare to the leaders? I'd say the leaders are Honda Civic, Volkswagen Golf, Mazda 3, not necessarily in that order, and perhaps a distant fourth place, the Ford Focus, though it is falling more and more behind as the 2015 refresh was good, but perhaps not good enough. How does this car fare? I think it's there still. It's still relevant because of its value, and the value comes from a few things. The bumper-to-bumper warranty in this vehicle is 5 years, where its competitors is 3 years. That's a value. I'd say on the equipment front, they still provide the most equipment for the money, though that gap is narrowing more and more as time goes on. Is it recommendable? Yes, I think this vehicle is recommendable just based on the fact that it's so much more improved. Its rivals have improved. I still don't think, and this is personal, you're gonna have to try these cars out when you buy. I still don't think it is quite the drive experience of the Mazda 3. I still don't think it's the look of the Mazda 3. The Honda Civic drivetrain is still the most reassuring drivetrain in terms of just the sheer performance. I mean, that engine really goes good. Although I have to say this one is pretty close. Is it better than the Volkswagen Golf? Wow, that's I don't know about that one. It's certainly more roomy. I've been driving this car around on the city and the highway, and it feels perfectly zeroed in to what I think the typical buyer of this vehicle would want from a vehicle like this. And that's the review. So yeah, this vehicle very recommendable and good value still, and getting better all the time.